Behold, my stuff.
Okay. So this is the Takagi water pistol. So this is a 1.5, and I've had this, but I haven't ever opened it or done anything with it because I've just never gotten around to it. But they just recently released the 2.0 of this. The 2.0 is an improved sculpt. It has some improvements on the nozzle. It has some improvements on some of the pieces. So it's a better looking piece, and it's actually opaque. It's painted. So a lot of people are feeling the 2.0 is definitely the better one to get and convert. And as a result, you can now get these pretty cheap. If you're always wanted one and been looking, now would be a good time to look. So it comes with a couple of green nubs, and they go on to the little bits here and whatnot. And as you can see, it's got a bunch of Japanese on the back. I don't read Japanese, so I can't really tell you. It's got the full cock logo. It says toy gun on it. It's 1.5. The Elfin Knights project. Yada, 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 yada. So the card comes out. And the card on the inside doesn't really have anything too special about it. It's just kind of cool. You can see the 3D model in the background they use, which is kind of nice. Takagi type M2019 water blaster, because I believe this was a 2019 model. And then we've got Takagi. So this is a layered plastic. So they do a really good job of their packaging. And it has a translucent smoked black finish. Now, size-wise, it's a really good size. It fits well in the hand. It has this little guy in the back. It's got a bit of a pronounced seam, but that can be sanded down, and it will be sanded down. This is the only part that fills up, so my theory about filling this and backlogging this with water to add some weight to it is out the window, because that's not going to be a thing. When you look at some of like that piece here, you notice that goes straight in. That's one of the things they improved on the 2.0. The end of this nozzle here, it has been improved as well on the newer model. So this doesn't look quite as good as the 2.0. It does have that really nice number right there, which is cool. And it also has some Japanese on there, which I like. And then it should have a made in China here, which is interesting because I believe the real one has made in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, based on the gun it was built off of. And then it has the text on the barrel. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Hello. And it has, the text on the barrel and all that. So it's lots of fun. I don't know if that's accurate or not, to be honest with you. I haven't done a super deep dive into it. But what I really like is it has the translucent grips. Some people pop these off before they paint it. I'll probably just paint it and tape this off. But the double trigger moves together, which I like. And this will repaint really nice. But I mean, even just this is a good Blade Runner gun right there. What's interesting is I can feel and squeeze and feel that this is not 100% on. So I might be able to pop this off. You could see a ever so slight gap there that this isn't fully on. So I might be able to get this off, which could be cool. So if I could pop these, then I would be able to paint the whole gun without fear of ruining it. But yes, I very much, I will probably take the water spout out so that it looks a little better, because I'm just really going to display this. I'm not going to use it as a water gun. What am I going to do with a water gun? And then these little nubbins here, these little green opaque nubbins get stuck on the ends of the gun in a couple places where there should be some lights. There is the red on the bottom, which is nice, and a couple guys over here. So pretty cool. So it should be an easy repaint, but yeah, we'll see. So after just a quick examination, these came right off. So beautiful, love it. Part of me wants to go in and coat the inside of this with like a cherry red or something, just to amber this up just a little bit more. My fear is that it will lose translucency. So what I may do is put some opaque red tape on the inside and just kind of see how that looks. see if, because it's painted on the inside, not the outside, it keeps a little bit of translucency, but not a ton of it. The other option is I can cherry paint it red on the inside, and then it will amber it up a little bit more, and I do have some of that. So the fact that these came off means without fear of ruining it, I can just sand and blast this whole thing and flat black it, and then go in and start doing the two-tone paint mod. So more than likely I will do what I always do, which is very delicately paint over the gloss black in the areas where it needs it with rub and buff or graphite powder, because that's what I do. And then when I'm all done, seal it up. I'll probably pop this out, fill it with Milliput, and coat that, and sand it smooth. Probably glue the handles back into place, but yeah, man.
All right, and then this is what it looks like painted up. So immediately we can see with the detail, the made in China. Now obviously that says made in Austria on the real prop, but I kind of like it, so there's really nothing I can do about it, so we'll just leave it. Then there's the gun number stamp there. I don't know if that's accurate or not. We've gone in and made those little guys red. You can replace those with LEDs very easily. So we used a nice rub and buff on the very, very bright silver parts. But we used graphite powder over the barrel, and that gave us sort of 3 different tones. We flat blacked it, then gloss blacked it, and then I went in and did some dusting and things like that so that it kind of looks a little worn. It's got some edging and things like that. We did go in and try to sand as much of the seams as possible. Some areas came out better than others, but it's fine. They're far less pronounced than they were. We put the green dots that came in on it. It still functions. So it still does what it's supposed to do. I did not do the plug. I'll have to replace the plug. The grips came right off, so it was easy to just paint under them. And then I might want this a little redder, so I may paint underneath where this goes red, just to give it more of an amber look. So I'm flirting with that a little bit. But overall, man, this is really cool. And it gives you a great display. It looks great in the hand. It functions. Fantastic for a cosplay. But so very little effort to just clean up one of these little Takagi blasters. So Takagi water gun repaint is a win. I highly recommend it. Now with the version 2.0 out, pick up the 1.5 super cheap. Make your life simple. Some of the things that are different. This piece obviously is accentuated more in the new one. The barrel and the tips are better in the new one. And this little side piece is better in the new one. But I mean, I think you're nitpicking at that point, and considering what the new ones go for, spend $40 and get one of these, man. This is the way to go. You can get yourself a nice resin kit and things like that, and if that's your cup of tea, knock yourself out. I am over the moon with this, so this is all I really need. I'll print myself out a nice Deckard ID badge and put a display together for it. Pretty cool. Don't think I'll ever do a Deckard cosplay, but kind of a holy grail prop among a lot of collectors, so it's nice to have one. But I highly recommend picking one up.